Hello everyone, I am Archana Rani. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss Introduction to Management, Nature and Purpose of Management. This topic is come under the course of Information System and Engineering Economics of first year MCA semester 1. And I am Archana Rani, working as Assistant Professor in Department of MCA Kekewag Institute of Engineering Education and Research Nasik. These are the content that I am going to discuss in this lecture, that is introduction to management, nature of management, purpose of management, importance of management. Let's we start to discuss introduction to management. For introduction to management, I am going to discuss what are the different definitions we get it for the management, as that definition is said by the different scientists for the management, and what is the meaning of the management that we can implement in an organization nowadays. Let's we start to discuss introduction to management. In our daily life also, we so many times we use this word management is nothing but manage the things, and while managing the things we can manage the things in an organization or in an industry. That time we can call that is a management, and this concept nowadays is very important in every organization. So it is a process of dealing with or controlling the things or the people called as the management, or the people are managing a computer or the organization collectively may called as the management, whereas the responsibility for and control of the computer or the organization is called as the management. For managing these things, as I said it, that the process of dealing with controlling the things, either the people or the things. For managing the things we required the person, so who can manage it. So what is management? It is what the manager is do, and manager is who? Manager is a man, maybe he or she. Okay, that manager is having a knowledge that how to handle the people with the help of technology, techniques or tactics. It's called as the management. Let's we discuss the proper definition of the management, that it is a process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in a group for accomplishing the selected aims or performing that specific task. In other words, we may call it is a accomplishment of goal through the others. That is called as the management. As I said it, that different scientists has said the different definition for the management. So management is the art of getting things done through and with the people in formally organized group, is said by the Cone scientist, great Cone scientist. Management is the art of getting things done through with the people, is said by the Mary Parker. Whereas management is the art of knowing what you want to do and then seeing that it is done in the best and cheapest way, is said by the F.W. Taylor. Whereas management is the accomplishment of result through the efforts of other people, is said by the great scientist Lawrence. Whereas the management is to manage, to forecast and plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate and control, is said by the Henry Fedor. These are the definition. Whereas meaning of the management, for meaning of management, the means may have a different aspects for the management. If we consider management as a collective noun, then we may call that is a group of persons come together to perform the specific task. And if we consider management as a verb, that means whatever process we want to deal or we want to perform in an organization, that is called as the process. And this management is interpreted is an activity and process and discipline and group, how it works. Let's we see one by one, that what is management as an activity, management as an process, management as an discipline, or management as an group. Let's we start one by one. Let's we discuss the management as an activity. So when we are performing the activity, that means we are doing some things. Yes. So getting things done through with the people in formally organized group, that called as the activity, and that is the role of the management, that we have to do the things with the help of the people, either individually they work together. So manager perform the following activity, and with the help of manager we are performing that activities. So manager is playing a different role here. First role may play by the manager is interpersonal activity. Interpersonal activity is interact with his subordinate and motivate the people uh, with the supervisor with people outside in the organization, maintaining the contact with the client and perform the activity. That is the management as a activity, as a interpersonal activity. Whereas the second category, that manager is performing decisional activity. That manager has to take the decisions when the new project may come in our organization. The initiative of the new project, allocating the resources or bargaining with the outsider, that time the manager has to take the decisions that come under the decisional activity, that has to manage by the manager. Whereas the third category, it is informative activity. Informative activity is the regular communication with the people, either the inside of the organization or the outside of the organization. That is the informative activity. Whereas receives and give the information regarding the task or the situations or the person, that come under the informative activity. These are the different activities placed by the manager as a management as an activity role. Whereas the second category, second meaning for the management is management as a process. And when we use this word process, that means we are performing some operations or the functions in a organization. That means it's involved a series of interrelated functions. It consists of setting the objective of the organization, taking the steps to achieve that objective, and for taking the steps to achieve the objective, we may perform the tasks like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Actually, these are the functions of management that we are going to discuss in the next lecture, that we can perform it. And for performing this process, we have to use it, we get it the different types of process, like the social process, integrated process, or the continuous process. For social process is interaction among the people, whereas integrated process bring together the human, physical, and financial resources and perform it. Continuous process is continuously identifying and solving the problem, that is the continuous process. These are the implications that can be done in a management as a process. Whereas the third meaning is management as a discipline. When the discipline word come, that time discipline is nothing but it is a rules or the regulations, or may have some protocol we have to follow in a organization. So identified as an organizational body of the knowledge which can be learned through the teaching and the training. If required, then organization may give the training to the people for the discipline. Then we have to follow some principles and practices of the management, that we have to identify and then follow it. That comes under the discipline. As I said it, that similarly the knowledge being imparted to the others, that come under the discipline, or the popularity being identified by the admissions into the institutes of the training and the management, and manager being educated and trained, that things come under the management as a discipline. Whereas the fourth category for the meaning of management is management as a group. So refer to group of the person occupying the managerial positions. For occupying that positions, all the managers are collectively known as a management. And we get it the different types of manager. So first type in a manager, family manager, may have the family business, and you may directly become a manager by virtue of their being owner or the relative of the owner of the company. That comes under the family manager. Whereas the second category is the professional manager. Professional manager have become the manager by appointing an account of their degree or diploma. The third category for manager is the civil servant. Civil servant is manage the public sector undertaking and work it. This is all about the meaning of the management. Let's we discuss the nature of the management. For nature of the management, we get it, we have to follow the some specific process for nature of the management. What is the specific process we see in the next slide? For performing that nature in a organization, for the management, it should be a multidisciplinary, dynamic in nature, principles, relative not absolute principle. Management is work as a science or the art. Sometimes it is a professions, or it should be a universality management concept in everywhere in across the world, and management as a situational in a nature. What is that process? Let's we discuss. First, you have to measure and analyze the performance of the each person in a organization. Then examine the future environment. Once you examine that future environment, you have to set it some objective, that you develop the objective. Then contribute that whatever objective you have set it, you have to contribute as per the business strategy. Then translate that business strategy into the operational tactic. Then develop the action plan and budget. Then implement whatever action plans you have developed it, and if required, then again you have to measure and analyze the performance. Yes, and while analyzing, if you come to know, then you may apply the re-engineering concept. This is the nature of the management. For nature of management, as we had already discussed in a step, that it should be a universality, purposefully, social process, coordinating source. It should be implement coordinating source, or it should be a intangible. Hope you are already knowing these terms. Or it should be a continuous process, composite process, creative organ for it. Yes, that is all about the nature of the management. Whereas the next topic is purpose of management. For purpose of management, first thing, the question may come in your mind: why to study the management? What is organization behavior? So it gives us the idea that how to behave, professionally behave in a organization. That is the aim, or the need, or the purpose of the to study the management. How the team can be work, and what in particular situation how to take the decisions, and what is the role of the each person in a management, that comes to know. That is the purpose of management. For universality of the management, is a good management is needed in all organization, which is either managed or are managed, and that can be done by the specific person. And if required, sometimes for motivating the peoples in a management, we may provide the rewards or the challenges being a manager. And the manager, if that manager has done a good task, then it should be awarded by it, so the people may motivate it. More detail about the purchase of management is represented in a pictorial format. If you see, this concept can be applicable for all the size of organization, like small to large organization. That is the need of management. Or all the organizational level, that is from top to bottom, we can apply the management concept. All types of organization, that is profit to non-profit organization, or all type of organization area, that manage that organization, it may be manufacturing, marketing, human resources, accounting, or information system related. So this concept can be implemented in any type of organization or in any type of industry. That is the purpose of the management concept. And if you want to list out the purpose, then you may list out likewise the optimum utilization of resources. When you want to do that, time you can implement the management. Expansion and diversification, reductions of the employee absentees and the turnover, then you may implement management, proper management. Utilize the benefit of the science and the technology, for that we require the management. For encouraging initiative and innovations, then you require the management. Minimize the wastage, you require the management. Teamwork, motivations, reduction in labor turnover, or higher, when you want the higher efficiency, or when you want to improve the quality of the life of the worker, or the coordinate industrial relations, corporate image, promote the national development. Yes, that time the management concept is important in a organization. And if you implement this concept in a organization, definitely it helps in a society to create a benchmark or the brand name in the society. That is what the purpose of the management for to implement in any organization. Whereas the importance of management, for importance of management, as I already told you, that this concept we may use it in our daily lives of the every type of person. Okay, so daily lives of people and the organization, we are implementing our important management concept, and it is important also. So important of the management may be traced the following point, that is effective utilization of resources. When you want, that time management help. Development of resources, that time management help. It ensure the continuity in our organization, then management is help. The integration of the various interest group, the management is help, or the stability in a society, the management may help in that. This is all about the importance of the management. Thank you. Thank you all.